Hi everyone, this is JR with JP Take 3, pure and simple video. This is a follow-up on the test I did on my personal behalf of the Surface Laptop Studio versus the MacBook Pro 16 M1. So basically, I got some comments and then some people told me that in Final Cut Pro, you have to do some of those settings so that way you can get a quicker rendering, and then when you import it, it's going to be much quicker. So I took some people advice and then I went online. So yeah, it does make a difference and makes me feel like, okay, this $2,600 laptop is showing its color now. Even though the Mac Studio is coming in, and hopefully I can buy it. It's 2 grand, but we'll see how we do. Looks like the Surface Laptop Studio might go back, and that probably gonna justify the cost for my Mac Studio. But for now, I just want to show you guys with what changes I made that made a difference on rendering and then importing and all that. So I have a 6-minute clip of a DJI Mini 2 drone taking some flights around here and there, and was shot on 4K 24 or 30, but we'll see when I put it in Final Cut Pro. And then what I was told also, uh, someone on the comment was that Adobe Premiere is not really geared up right now for the M1 processor, so hopefully they do some updates or things like that. So sit back, and again, welcome back and thank you. Let's go for it. So here we go. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna import my media after I created a new project in Final Cut Pro. Now this file was taken from a DJI Mini 2 4K 24, and it's about total gonna be about 6 minutes, and they're about combined 4 gig. So now what I'm gonna do is here I'm gonna do transcode. Instead of creating optimized media, I'm gonna create a proxy and then ProRes proxy. I can do H.264, make the file size smaller. And then once I do that, I'll import. So now it's here. Then I'm gonna drag each one to my timeline. Need to be able to see a little bit more. Again, thank you for the suggestion, that actually helped. And this is the second clip, drag it in. So if you guys notice here on the top of the timeline, there's no dot. Prior video there was dot because then it had to render. So by doing that check mark there and do a proxy ProRes, I can import this really quicker. Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing for my Mac Mini. And then as you notice, I'm using one mouse because of the new update with the OS. I guess what they call that, universal control. They work seamlessly. Even though it's beta, it works good. I'll probably make a video on that. So I'm gonna do same thing here. Again, apologize for the noise. Again, most of the things I do is, in my small space that I have here, gonna do the same thing. Yeah, gotta set this up. For some reason, every time you use the keyboard, you know from the MacBook Pro side. So here, if you guys notice up here, transcode, I'm gonna hit create proxy H.264. I'm gonna do H.264 here, and then I'm gonna do ProRes proxy on this side here, and then I'm gonna import, and same thing, drag it to my timeline. Now here, I can make adjustments to the preset like color and all that, but I'm just gonna leave it basic. And now that it's imported into Final Cut Pro, and I have it also on the MacBook Pro laptop, now I'm gonna see how fast it is by just making that adjustment with the transcoding. So let's continue. Okay, so now I'm gonna import it. I'm just gonna choose your basic settings for now. 4K compression, better quality. It says the file size is gonna be about 1.81 gig. Then I'm gonna save it onto my desktop. I'm gonna do the same thing on the Mac Mini. I'm gonna import it. Basic, 4K, better quality, same size. And again, this one is H.264, and this is ProRes. Again, apologize for the noise. So both is about set. It's hard to do it side by side real quick. Maybe if I do here, and use this one here, maybe I can try do it. Then I gotta hit the clock. Still not fast enough hitting the clock. Okay, as you guys can see here, it's 4% on MacBook Pro laptop, and on the Mac Mini base model it's about 7%. So they're both about up and up right now, as you guys can see. 9%, and we're about 45 seconds, and now we're about 11% on the Mac Mini, and about 14% on the MacBook Pro. Again, when I first did this, the rendering and import, it took a while, and as you guys can see, we're in about almost 1 minute 20 seconds. %, on the MacBook Pro laptop, and about 20% on the Mac Mini base model. And again, so it's rendering quick. Okay, as you guys can see right now, we're at about 30% on the MacBook Pro 16-inch M1 Pro. And we're about almost 30% on the base Mac Mini M1. And we're about 2 minutes. Okay, so now we're about 3 minutes into it. And again, that's a 6 gig file, 4K 24, straight from the DJI Mini 2 drone. So we're gonna reach almost the 4-minute mark. Again, it's way faster than it was before. So right now we're close to 40%, and we're hitting the 4-minute mark. Again, this would have took about 11 minutes. So there's more things that need to know about Final Cut Pro when you importing and rendering your video. So we're gonna hit the 5-minute mark soon. And both about 40, this is 42%, this is about 40%, so it's cranking. And it's not even hot. So we're reaching the 6-minute mark now. .43. So this one just finished here. So it finished at almost close to 6 minutes. So this one is done. And the Mac Mini base model, Still going. It's at 45 seconds. So as you guys seen, the MacBook Pro 16-inch. Okay, so this one just finished. So that one I finished in about 6 minutes 30 seconds, give or take. Yeah, and original file size for both coverage was about 6 gigs and about 6 minutes in length, shot on a DJI Mini 2 drone, 4K 24. And then as you guys can see right there, MacBook Pro laptop finished in under 6 minutes, and Mac Mini base about 6 minutes 30 seconds. And this actually was a big improvement, because the way I was doing it, it would take almost close to 11 minutes. So not too bad. So overall, it did improve. I know 6 minutes is long, but normally when I render some of these things, it can take a while. And I know on the Microsoft Laptop Studio, that one does real quick, because must be because of the RTX 3050 GPU. But for what this does and how they communicate with each other, I'm pretty happy, and I'm hoping I can get my hands on the Mac Studio. But again, you guys seen the improvement from what I did to adjustment of importing my file. So that made a difference, and I like it. And then if you guys want to see some of the hardware I use, like here, I have the Logitech MX keyboard, and they all work seamlessly together with a MacBook Pro 16. And then I have this dock here by iCreate. It works really nicely with the laptop. USB goes in there and just plug it in, and then you have your ports there where you got USB-C here, and you have more ports. And the surprise on it is you can put an M2 SSD here up to 2 gigabytes. Really neat. It's not as big, and this stand here, it's okay stand, it does a job and all that, but I would prefer maybe something different, like, and also here have the, what's this, MX3 Master mouse. I gotta get used to it. A lot of people like it, and then again, that works well with the whole system combined together. And then here's the other dock I was talking about. This one here works perfectly well for the iPad Pro. My iPad Pro 12.9. This dock here really works nice. Has your data, and then your SD card reader, USB-A, HDMI, 4K, and this thing just folds up and then opens up, and then from there on, just lift it up and this become a stand, and your laptop goes on there. I can do a quick review on this. Leave a comment and I can show you guys how this thing work and operate. And then also I tested out the battery pack by Anker, and this one was the biggest one they had. I think it was something like 26K, 87 watt. The 87 watt has to come out from the USB-C, not from the USB-A, to take advantage of charging your laptop, iPad, and all that. So anyway, that was something I wanted to share. If you guys want to see some of the devices I just showed you real quick, give me a comment and I'll work on a video on that, and I can share you guys about them, and the battery pack, the keyboard that work perfectly well with all three devices and more, and then this mouse and all that. So anyway, give you guys my final thought, and again, thank you for taking the time and watching my video. I'll see you guys on my final thought. Thanks. So welcome back. Now you guys seen the outcome. So my final thought here is that there's still things that you have to learn in Final Cut Pro. Like I said, I've been using Final Cut Pro for a while, but I'm a regular person, so I just bring in my files from my camera or drone and then just put it in Final Cut Pro. But as you guys can see, if you make that adjustment right when you import it into Final Cut, it actually makes a difference in rendering and importing your file. So I want to thank people for giving me suggestions that I followed up, and now I know. Anyway, thank you for taking the time for coming back on this follow-up video. And if you guys want to see future video like those gadgets that I showed you guys, the docking station for the laptop and the tablet, those work together, even works with the Mac Mini. Some of them, like I showed you, you can put in on M2 SSD hard drive in there or storage, and then one of them has a skinny folding stand, has a memory card reader, even though the MacBook Pro 16 have it. Yeah, leave a comment and I'll do some preview on it, like the mouse, trackpad, and all that. And hopefully I can get my hand on the Mac Studio. It's already out, people reviewing, so looks like I may end up exchanging it for the Surface Laptop Studio, even though I like the unit, especially the way the hinge and the pen work, and the RTX 3050. You guys saw it made the difference. I think I'm gonna stick with the Apple system because I have my Mac Mini, now I have my MacBook Pro 16 M1 Pro, I have my iPad 12.9 inch, and then I have the headphones, and then watch, and then the iPad Mini 6, Apple TV, the speaker. So yeah, they all work together. That's the nice thing about Apple. And with their updated OS, you've seen how I can work flawless between each unit with just one mouse, one keyboard. That's really neat, and I know it's beta. So again, thank you everyone for suggestion, and thank you for taking the time for coming back and watch my videos. And please, if you enjoy the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see future video that I'm working on, like the PEV, personal electric vehicle, and also my e-bikes, that's already in the work, hit the subscribe button and then hit that bell so you'll be notified when my video is up. So for now, until I see you guys in the next video, you all be safe, and aloha and mahalo until the next video.